joke of the century right there. You're still a dude. The OP might have been, but this meeting has to move on to stamina. Again, it's another OP personal.
Sprinkle nice. Out spot.
Those days the pool were the most magical of my life. I visit Corn Pop's grave once a year to put flowers on it. Not another fucking word to you. Stop talking to both of you. First to right. Elemental Pop is pretty good. The first thing was kept the Italian. Keep it for life. We got to compromise the age here. Whatever, don't Democrats always opposing the will on everyone else? You don't think yet again, definitely a great perk in this game, though. I agree. The fact that it actually makes the zombies drop ammo upon death sometimes is huge. And an extra equipment slot and the chance to not take your equipment after using it are all great features. Glad you can appreciate this goated perk, Donald. I'd say it's an 8 tier myself. Yeah, that's true. 8 tier is fine. My beloved Tombstone back after nearly a decade. Of course, Joe loves the perks that involve going down to get use out of them. That's newbie, sleepy Joe for you. To be honest, this perk is more of who's who than it is Tombstone, but actually decent. Yeah, this perk is kind of gloomy sometimes too. While in your dark ether form trying to revive yourself, it's probably one of the weaker Cold War perks. How about see it? Tombstone is still not a great perk. We're dropping this shit in C tier whether you like it or not, Joe. It's like, next to do this perk. Well, we usually have all things to be honest about it. But this version is pretty wicked. I like how far you can slot it. Sounds like they ripped off banana colada. You know, I'm surprised you know what that even is. Me and Joe went some customs the other night, and that perk was on back. It quickly became one of Joe's favorites. That's good for you, Slippy Sloppy Joe. PhD slider in this game is pretty good, but not God tier or anything. I put it in A tier alongside its previous counterpart. Yeah, that's not the perk is essential or anything, but there's a lot of damn fun. Makes the overpowered ribbon better. Okay, on to the last perk. I'm about to fall asleep. Speaking of falling asleep, next up is Death Perception. This perk is catered to Outbreak mode, which is the most unfun mode ever. Yeah, this perk is pretty thunderous in the round-based maps. Really, the only small benefit is the extra salvage using. Seeing zombies through walls, but doing ability. You guys just hate Outbreak is about zombies experience. Try some more Sleepy Joe. This perk is dog get D tier. Yep, I agree. Sorry, Joe. Well, that's good for him. Glad we got through it, Joe. I think this is a solid tier 6 star. I don't even want to imagine what it would have looked like if Joe was in charge. Plus, you President Benjamin, how it's a bad song with my daughter. We're glad you were here, Joe. Seriously, we love you, even Donald. I do not. I know the truth about Donald's feelings towards me, even if he doesn't know how to admit it. Well, this was fun, guys. I gotta go see your sister in the basketball today. Gotta get my 31 saves fixed. Something Joe is like. He's a good guy. He does seem a little different than me. Yeah, true. Well, maybe it's the changes, right? I gotta just do that. Michelle wants me to give her a fitness out. We've got like one of the words of Easter egg or something for old time's sake. Sure, I call ice staff. I'll take fire then. I love shooting down that plane to the staff part. Of fucking course you do. Maybe wish you could have shot down a certain plane in 2001. Walk right into that. President Obama, thank you for watching. This video took a while to make. Hopefully it's perfect. Thank you for all of the positive responses on all my videos lately. In case you missed it, our official Discord server is now open. We'd love to have you all join us here to discuss zombies and
In this video, I'm going to show you the best race choices for your playstyle in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Choosing the right race will give you a nice boost in the early game, as well as ensuring you have the best passive abilities and racial powers for your builds in the long run. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be grouping builds into three broad categories: warrior builds, mage builds, and thief builds. But what if you have no idea which type of build you actually want to play? Well, in that case, you can't go too far wrong with the breath. This is because the breath and race is just a solid all-rounder, due to their powerful magic resistance abilities being useful in pretty much
Samuelson, Miller, Fabro.
Some races have abilities that are either suited to a certain playstyle, or, to be honest, that are just pretty useless. Whereas the breath is 25% magic resistance and the dragons give you greater power will be useful for any build. The 25% magic resistance is pretty self-explanatory. You'll take 25% less damage from all magic, and the dragons give greater power, allows you to absorb 50% of the magic of an hostile spell for 60 seconds per day, which can easily be the difference between life and death when fighting enemy spellcasters. On top of this, breath gives a +10 bonus to their conjuration skill, as well as +5 to their alchemy, alteration, illusion, restoration, and speech skills, which basically gives them a bit of an advantage for certain mage builds early in the game. And finally, breath can start with the conjure familiar,
Right there.
allowing them to summon a spectral wolf to assist them in battle, which can serve as some extra damage or as a useful distraction in certain situations. In summary, Breton is a solid choice for any build and easily one of the best overall races in it. Moving on to the best races of warrior builds, and starting with it's the extremely powerful Berserker Rage Greater Power. This ability causes you to take half damage and deal double damage for 60 seconds once per day, effectively turning you into an absolute monster for the duration and giving you the upper hand in particularly difficult fights. This ability alone makes the hands down the best melee fighter in the game. On top of this, orcs also start with a +10 bonus for heavy armor, as well as +5 for blocks, enchanting, one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, and smithing. An overall solid mix of warrior-based skills to give you that boost in the early game. Secondly, we have the Nords. They're not quite as powerful as the orcs for warrior builds, but they're also rather ugly either. They receive the Battle Cry Greater Power, which causes targets around them to flee for 30 seconds and is usable once per day. This can be a useful ability if you're taking heavy damage and utilizing time to heal up or perhaps to run away. Alongside this, Nords also gain a 50% frost resistance, which can be pretty useful when dealing with some of the particularly annoying frost spells in the game. In terms of skill bonuses, Nords receive a +10 to two-handed weapons, as well as +5 to block, light armor, one-handed weapons, smithing, and siege, which provides pretty solid starting stats for an offensive warrior build in the early game. Overall, not a bad choice at all. And of course,
NHL guy for sure, Jack.
The third option that's worth considering for warrior builds is Redguard. This is primarily based on their adrenaline rush greater power, that allows them to regenerate their stamina 10 times faster for 60 seconds once per day. This basically translates to unlimited power attacks during that 60-second window, and subsequently the ability to deal a huge amount of damage, which could very easily turn a difficult fight in your favour. Red Guards also receive a 50% resistance to poison, which could easily be the difference between life and death in certain scenarios. And in terms of their skill bonuses, Red Guards get +10 to one-handed weapons, as well as +5 to alteration, archery, block, destruction, and smithing, which makes them a decent choice for a classic sword and shield build early in the game. Overall, they're certainly not as strong as orcs, but they make for another nice alternative.
I think West Fiber follows a very interesting adaptive method. There's a lot of providers.
Let's move on to the best place of races, starting with my top recommendation, the High Elves. Though annoyingly arrogant at times, the High Elves possess the Highborn Greater Power, which allows them to regenerate magicka 25 times faster for 60 seconds once per day, basically turning them into an unstoppable maelstrom of magical damage and allowing them to easily best almost any enemy. It's hands down the most powerful offensive magic ability of any race. On top of this, they also get a plus 50 bonus to their magic pool, which is particularly noticeable early on. And they also start with the Fury Stone, which causes creatures and people up to level 6 to attack anything nearby for 30 seconds. Which isn't game-changing, and any race can learn this spell, but it's certainly a useful spell to have and a nice one to get for free at the very start of the game. Then, in terms of skill bonuses, they receive plus 10 to illusion, as well as plus 5 for alteration, conjuration, destruction, enchanting, and restoration. Basically a bonus for every school of magic, making them the ideal early game style aspect. Secondly, I'm going to once again point to the Bressons. We already mentioned them as the best all-rounder due to their powerful magic resistance abilities, but it's also worth noting in the context of mage builds that their initial skill bonuses in conjuration, alteration, illusion, and restoration make them particularly well suited to these kinds of builds in the early game. You can of course skip back to the Breton section for the full detail. A third option for mage builds that can be pretty fun is the Dark Elves. Their ancestors' wrath and greater power is very on theme for a client, dealing 8 points of fire damage per second to nearby opponents for 60 seconds once per day, which is pretty strong in the early game. Though I do have to caveat here that the spell becomes less and less useful as the game progresses due to the fact that it doesn't scale well, and eventually it does become almost useless. As well as this greater power, Dark Elves also receive a 50% resistance to fire and get access to the Sparks ability, which is a channeled spell that deals 8 points of shock damage per second to your enemy. Of course, any race can eventually learn this spell, but it's nice to get something for free and from the very start of the game. When it comes to starting skill bonuses, Dark Elves get a plus 10 boost to destruction, as well as plus 5 for alchemy, alteration, illusion, light armor, and sneak. Overall, providing a nice early game bonus for offensive magic builds, especially when paired with the greater power and the spark. That brings us on to big builds, which are a little different as there isn't really a racial power that's particularly strong for peak playstyles. Like the high elf racial power is the main, for example. In my opinion, this actually makes Bressons, surprise, probably the best longer-term choice for thief builds. However, there are definitely some superior choices for thief builds early in the game, based on the starting skill bonuses that these races have to offer. And for many more casual players, that smoother start might well be the priority anyway. Firstly, you have the Wood Elves, who get a plus 10 bonus to archery, making them the best early game stealth archer, which is a very popular build. They also receive a plus 5 bonus to alchemy, light armor, lockpicking, pickpocket, and sneak, offering a pretty solid range of feat skills on top of that nice archery bonus. They are, however, let down a little by their greater power, which allows you to turn
Good choice right there.
for 60 seconds once per day. And while it can be useful at times, it's a pretty situational skill, as clearly there has to be an animal present at the time you want to use it in combat, which won't probably be the case. The Wood Elves do, however, also receive a 50% resistance to both poison and disease, which can certainly help keep you alive in situations involving those types of damage. Secondly, you could consider making a pity for your feature. As much like the Wood Elves, their starting skill bonuses align very nicely with the team playstyle. They receive a plus 10 bonus for speed, as well as plus 5 for alchemy, archery, lockpicking, pickpocket, and one-handed weapons, which is probably the strongest skill alignment to the purest definition of a playstyle. You know, actually sticking things rather than being more of a stealthy assassin. It also possess 9-5 greater power, which allows them to see in the dark for 60 seconds, which could be useful at times, but it really isn't game-changing. And finally, they also receive a bonus for unarmed. Again, not particularly game-changing unless you want to go through very niche
I think
new technology, new voices, new ideas shaping what's next. For 3 years, the audiovisual innovators have been tracking working with every world, and the federal markets where investors didn't sit so ahead. That's why Finn focused on investing in innovators in the startup companies of world creating great review, Fidelity.ca.
Finally, in the thief category, we have the Argonians. They offer a very similar set of stuff.
Wow. I just put the button there on the basement floor. Try. What is something else? Here's a picture.
Yeah, so interesting. Hey, how's it going, guys? I'll take you. And Skyrim is a tumultuous place. A lion lives with war, dragons, and disease. The setting of the Elder Scrolls V seems plagued by chaos in every direction. But despite all these challenges, love can still find a way. Indeed, marriage is one potential path the Dragonborn may take that allows you to focus on something not quite as exciting as saving the world, but perhaps far more wholesome. A different kind of adventure, if you will. Dozens upon dozens of NPCs are eligible candidates for marriage, but a handful stick out as particularly noteworthy, and it's some of those that I thought we'd cover today. Now, before we dive into this video, note that it will contain 3 possible wives and 2 possible husbands. And sometime eventually in the future, I'll probably do a part 2. That'll feature 2 wives and 3 husbands. That way we're fully able to satisfy everyone. Anyway, without further ado, let's just further. Starting off, frankly, we're kind of cheating here with Mjolnir the Lioness. She's an old warrior living in the Riften, but oh boy, is she no ordinary adventurer. You see, as a child, Mjolnir lost both of her parents when bandits attacked and destroyed her village. But unlike most people who would eventually find themselves living in an orphanage after something this horrible, Mjolnir refused such a lifestyle, and instead became an adventurer, something her father had always wanted for his little girl. Obviously, a great number of years have passed since then, and her travels took her across Skyrim, and even beyond to other provinces. including organs. But one day, she was fighting her way through the warrior. The warrior was wounded by one of the machines, and barely managed to crawl his way out. She was found unconscious by a man named Aaron and taken back to Redfield, where she was living for the past few months. Now the old fancies herself as the city's protector. Losing her parents to criminals so long ago has embedded a deep hatred for all things evil in the woman, and she has a natural urge to help any who need it. Just following her around the settlement, if only for a little while, and you can listen as she donates to vendors, checks up on shopkeepers, and attempts to bring out Wheatfield and Blackbriar influence.
Aaron tells me you might be giving odds to the thief's field. Is this true?
I don't know what he's talking about. He must be seeing things.
I'm watching you, Greta. One slip up, and I report you to the guards. You got that? Have you prepared the statements like I suggested, Charlotte?
Yes, Lady Young. If Ripton gets attacked, we'll retreat inside the city gates and bar the door just like you said.
Good. You could be our first line of defense since you live outside the city walls, so we're depending on you. My Bessie, my friend, how have things been since last week's incident?
Ever since you scared off that dog from the thieves' guild, not one of them's bothered. We're lucky to have you here.
My pleasure. If you see me still harassing anyone else, you be sure and let me know.
She has the moral compass of Superman. After the players surpass level 14, you can offer your quest to venture into that world from which you wandered in so long ago, and recover Ring Surfer, a sword you want to hide. Do so, and the old lioness will become both a candidate for marriage and a potential soul. So not only you get a spouse with a similar background and adventuring, who you know will be able to protect the house when you're gone, but also a quite literal companion. But there's just one minor loose end you may want to look into. Remember that Aaron guy, the person who nursed her back to health after she was nearly killed in that ruin? Well, if you're the jealous type, you might want to do something about it. The two are extremely close, best friends. And when you marry Neil, there's a chance Aaron may fall over to your house and either just occasionally stop by, or legitimately start living there. Now, this seems to just be a minor cause with his cat fight, as Aaron is scripted to follow Neil around Ripton a lot. And if she moves into your home, those scripts don't go away. So he keeps trying to follow her anyway. But still, I get we're the Dragonborn, but maybe we should still keep an eye on that guy she's telling us not to worry. Next on our list, for all the lovely ladies and a few gentlemen out there, meet Stolex Phineas. He's an imperial man living and working at a Leviathan steamer in a tavern in Solitude. After delivering some drinks for him to the Blue Palace, he becomes an option for marriage. At first, Stolex seems relatively unremarkable for a citizen of Solitude. But after a bit of attention is paid to the post, it's obvious he's a good suitor. For one, he's not just a worker at the Wicking's Fever. His father, Cornelius, is indeed the owner, and confidently asserts that he'll give the business to Stolex upon his retirement. However, it's suggested that Stolex is already pretty much managing and running the place as is. So his father's promises aren't a big deal to him. Stolex also implies that he doesn't really want to spend the rest of his life working here. In a conversation that can be overheard between him and his father, Stolex admits that there's a whole world out there that he sort of wants to see, and working at the Wicking's Fever for the rest of his life might not be what he wants.
Been a good week, my boy. Loud customers mean good cheer. Good cheer means a full tip. You know what? I've been retired and leave you to run the ski or something.
I don't know, Father. There's a whole world out there I want to see. On top of his deep desire for exploration, Stolex is also one of only a few NPCs who will stick up for characters he cares about. You see, should the player attack, but not kill, any person whom Stolex has a positive disposition with, be it his father, sister, or even a friend, later on in the game, he may track down and confront the Dragon Lord to demand that you apologize and swear to never harm that person again.
Here's the situation. You attacked my family. So now you're going to apologize or I'm going to kill you. I hope we understand each other.
So the heirs of a profitable business, curious for adventure, and willing to stick up for those he loves. What more can you ask for?
Well, I haven't even told you the best part yet. You see, Sorex knows dad jokes. You know, the Wicked Speeder is not just the best inn in solitude. It's also the only inn in solitude. Ah. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The full and complete package. I don't see how you could go wrong with this one. Coming in at number 3, Warren is a Nord member of the Skull Tribe living on the island of Solstheim. She plays a relatively minor role in the Dragonborn DLC questline, simply being present for some of the affairs that take place in her village. Though, if you speak to her, it'll quickly become obvious that Warren isn't like most of her fellow Skull. She's actually not from Solstheim, but instead, Falkland. You know, the world in Skyrim. She explains that before she was born, her father was a sailor who lived in Skyrim, but sailed all across the Sea of Ghosts. One day, he was wrecked on the coast of Solstheim, but was rescued by a Skull woman. The two originally fell in love, and when the time came for the man to return to Skyrim, he just decided to bring that woman with him, and they settled down in Falkland and had Morwen. After many years, her parents passed away, and Morwen decided to move to Solstheim to be with her mother's old tribe. She'll give you a short quest to deliver a necklace to Falkland's head priest, and after you've done that, Morwen can be married. From there, should you decide to move in with her, you can ultimately choose to settle down in Skyrim, bringing her back once again to the land in which she was born. Funnily enough, though, she's one of only 2 other potential spouses that can live with you on Solstheim, as the only player home on the island is Settlement Manor, and for whatever reason, spouses and children can't be moved in there. But since Morwen has a house of her own on the landmass, the Dragonborn can just choose to move in with her directly. So, decisions, I guess. For the good spot, we have our first and only her on this list. Sundust Credit. Younger Miner is living in the small mine community of Northwater Crossing. He spends most of his days chopping away at rocks and occasionally sitting by a campfire, swapping stories with his fellow workers and the settlement's inhabitants. If you take the time to listen to some of the dialogue he has with other NPCs, it will become apparent that Sundust is a surprisingly wholesome character. Apparently, he's become something of a father figure to a little girl named Brenda, who lost her own father long ago and is now being raised by a single working mother.
Thanks for looking after her.
Oh, it's no trouble. She's a smart little girl. Might talk to Vera, but she's fine.
Well, I know she thinks the world of you.
Well, I'll try to be a good influence then.
Sundust takes care of me when Mom's not around.
Additionally, if you speak to Sundust for yourself, his experience and compassion becomes even more evident. As he tells you, he's been mining for over 100 years, but only started working at this one a few years back. Recently, the miners here have developed coughs and signs of some sort of disease. The elf admits that he's seen such a thing before, and knows of sickness as a result of ore dust in the air. He took it upon himself to order some medicine from Woodhouse, which the governor plans to pick up soon. From here, the Dovahkiin can offer to go get and return the medicine to him, beginning appointments miscellaneous quest that, once you complete, will make Sundays marriageable. I know I used this word earlier when describing it, but after thinking about it, this guy is genuinely among the most wholesome NPCs in the game. And it's quite nice to know that even in a world as brutal as the one the Elder Scrolls V thrusts us in, plagued by war and apocalyptic prophecies, there's still a few people out there who haven't let the struggle sit the best of them. And finally, last on our list, this one may actually be my favorite. I give you Terry. She's an older resident of Solitude and co-owner of its clothing store, The Radiant Raven, which she runs with her sister. Terry is the only high elf available for marriage without compliments, so she's already got that going for her. But honestly, I find her personality to be absolutely hilarious. The thing about her is that she's insanely rude to people, but not on purpose. Whenever you engage in dialogue with her, at least before your marriage, she'll usually insult you. But again, she doesn't do this on purpose. She sort of seems to think she's just being straight up, and actually believes she's doing you a favor.
We provide buildings for all the Solitude's needs, influential residents. But if you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to distinct that item.
She doesn't mean to be mean to you. She just sort of is by accident, and I find that to be amazing. That said, some of the dialogue she can engage in with her sister is particularly belligerent. Take a listen.
Sister dear, could you try serving food a little tighter? We can't have our customers getting sloppy because of your work. Don't serve dear sister. We couldn't afford to have our customers look like the simple fish they are. And while you're at it, perhaps you could sew your mouth shut when our fine customers are within a few shots.
But beneath all of these relatively belligerent remarks, there is a pretty good personality. Terry does make an effort to be nice to the player. After realizing she's insulted you with some of her dialogue sequences, she'll sort of apologize and try to lower the compliment. Furthermore, she made an remark that she hopes you stay in the city of Solitude, as the city could use some new blood. And she's not that hard to maneuver. All you need to do is deliver a dress she had custom made to Solitude's Blue Palace in order for her to become a potential candidate for marriage. So Terry may not be some warrior vigilante hero, but no one can deny that she is quite the unique personality. Plus, she also owns a business. So go ahead and shoot your shot. And with that, we're going to wrap up. My top 5 spouses in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I think I have to try to put characters in this video that I didn't see in similar ones, and also try and focus on the contents of their personalities or their own characters, rather than these stats or anything like that. So let me know what you think of it, and what are your own personal favorite husbands or wives that I didn't get a chance to tackle this video. As mentioned, I intend to do a part 2. Anyway, thanks for watching. When your second hit mic goes on, you want to bring it in. And by the honest, I think keep that material and honest to diagnose the issue. And just grab the loop. And just like bring it together. Hey guys, before we start, I want to give a big shout out to Emily Mark for help on this. She's going to be a part of the charity event on September 21st to the 28th called the One of People Festival. As we recorded, she's not sure what these events should be like, so make sure to follow to that slot. So we have to come back with another one. As always, the same rules apply. No certifications, no entities, no unscathed criminals, but we will be providing insights, modified self-help, abilities to people, and others in life giving, and ability to achieve in these therapy. With that said, let's see just as strong for Tara and the squad early on. Up once, in the chart, is our start for Tara. This one was fortress with massive attack, great fall, and the power to shade the ground under its influence. Sure, it's slower than the other Sinner spells, but it doesn't speed.
when it hits like a truck and shoves off hits. With woodhammer, earthquake, rock slide, and crunch. You will see recently for the vast majority of the time. Woodhammer is learned via movement. Earthquake is learned upon evolution. Rock slide is started being GM after getting disturbed and going in and out of the net. And crunch is learned via level up at level 35. Curse can be fun if you want to set up. That can be learned via level up at 17. Inherent dominance ruling aspects, like most rock types, ignorant threats like names and covenant and which wildfire.
Ooh, I want him. I want Drake.
For an item, Torterra will be great with response. Torterra's job is to be demanding. It takes the hits other teammates can't. It pushes right back with some of the strongest stab attacks in the game. It may not be flashy, but Torterra is a reliable tank that keeps the whole team running. Backing Torterra up, we've got one of the strongest movie birds in the entire franchise, Staraptor. This Pokemon has been a big favorite for years, and it's not hard to see why. Staraptor can be found literally in the first routes of the game, with its evolution Staraptor having base 120 attack and Worcester's. Staraptor doesn't just fly, it destroys. With fly and stab utility, plus combat for insane fighting coverage. Return stab and plug for utility. Staraptor does it all. Fly expelled in the Galactic Warehouse. Plus combat is learned out of the first four. Return is learned ETM, which you can get right at the beginning of the game. And plug is something that like secondary fly stab, you can always grab the steel ones and locate on Route 209 after coming out of tree. For an item, I would get Staraptor the Silver Strike. That can be bought at the game range of 1,000 enemies. Gardenia's grass types crumble to its squad fists, making these spiky types get wiped out by aerial assaults, and even Aaron of the Elite Four can't stand up to Staraptor's raw offensive pressure. And the best part, Starting is literally, like I said, at the beginning of the game, meaning you have this powerhouse by your side the entire game. If Torterra is the anchor, Staraptor is the spear. You throw it forward, and it snaps through walls. Coming in as our first, we've got those, and honestly, I kind of regret not taking the floats for over Gyarados on the last special. Don't get me wrong, Gyarados was amazing with the Gen 12 physical special skill, but this time, I realized something crucial. Also gets fucked at level 26, and that alone is much better than what Gyarados gets to do. You will have to also attack, but it's more than worth it with this battle in mind. So, I would say, Yosel is the true winner of this debate, and I think it's the best other type to use in watching, but then I got more on my wrong. Yosel can of course be found at the Valley of Victories. Its moveset is going to consist of either Ice Punch or Ice Fang, Crunch, Sturdy, or Water Talk, and if you want, you can give a great damage to defense power. Also, score the same as organic damage ranks. Bring them to do the 2 minutes before they even move with it. Ice Punch as well as be a big considered on round 12. I will leave you guys the video down below for some cards. Ice Fang is also not thinking about features of that. Punch, I mentioned prior. Surf is obtained by stripping your Grandma and Celested by progressing story. And Waterfall is obtained after defeating Faulkner and talking to Jasmine right before stripping the Victory Road. For an item, I would go with the Never Melt Ice. That way its ice attacks are powered up. That can be found in that program. Also, Grease down sinking his Garchomp with Ice Damage. Red Space and Fluid with Water Stab, and can outspeed just about everything once Terminator versus that people to go that route. Also, it's the definition of speed control, and ensuring speed never gets outspaced by faster threats. I would say most of the time, the ranking isn't necessary. It's just fun to know it's a possibility with how much you can bring the game.
Miracle's anti-danger technique is limiting, yes, to eliminate physical danger.
Get home, where you should live. Like a Facebook platform, your AI assistant at work is now 15% off for eligible nonprofits. Get
started by clicking the link in your experience at Microsoft.com.
And if you don't fix the question role, our fourth member is delayed. This delayed is an absolute menace on the business side. You want to snag it now once before harming the city, and with some faults, delayed fix the rest. So you can find a non-spilling on drops as well as a big magnet. With Bricklayers, one of the elemental punches, plus Leaf and Psychotype, the late's coverage is insane. Brick Break is found as a TM in form of game after getting the light. The elemental punches are weak. Psychotype can be learned elemental one, and Leaf Blade for an item, I would give the late next to that can be obtained on the one. And I want to see you guys' video on how to get it done. If you need the answer to pressure weights irritants, Thunder Punch has covered demanding spike types. The lake resists them and fights back harder. If you can get Psycho Cut in time at level 51. Team Block its poison types. Psycho Cut removes them on sight, and against the with 4, the lake's flexible enough to slide in multiple fights. And you've got the right cover. The lake is an ultimate cover drug. No matter the situation, it's got a money limit. Our fifth slot is one of the six different fire. However, not only does it hold medicine, it plays the part perfectly as one of our special attachments. Countdown can be found on the other. Brown and blue set, we've got Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Thunderstone, and Iron Tremor. Flamethrower is the team that can be found in the play of Thunderblades. Dark Pulse is the team that can be found in the play. Thunderfang is Wizard, and Iron Tail is found on Iron Magic. Other than that, though, how do it is right to melt team once it gets going. And this is Obama still gone. Lucian psychic types, set packing. Even Aaron's bug types won't stay in long in this thing. And let's not forget, it also covers steel types that might roll away. It's flashy, it's deadly, and it adds that much needed special effects to round out our core. For every item, we're going for choice specs. Those can be found in Celestic Town by talking to an NPC and living in the top left house. And finally, rounding out the team is Magnetism. This electric fortress locks down steel types, adding more bulk to the squad. Magnemite can be found at the Flooded Ironworks and can be evolved to the Magnet Zone by simply slugging it out once in Max Command. With Thunderbolt and Flash can rely on the stab, plus light speed.
Cool Perfetti. We'll probably take the left side of Pinto. Top line.
Flash enemies will be TM after being fired, and light speed and deflect can both be bought to the dust of touches. It frosts Candace's frost slash, destroys the fierce Mylogan, and it even shuts down team blocking flying types and stuff. That itself isn't just the it's the career of the team. It can play offensively like needed, but more importantly, it creates safe windows for receivers like Bledsoe and a setup. If Volterra is Gamer, Magnezone is the shield, keeping the entire squad safe while spreading back at attacks. For an item, Magnezone is the weapons. That can be found in Victory Road after the slip. Now, let's talk about Michelle.
I think I'm building myself for 18 here. Hopefully. Oh, he just wants to win you. If he plays well, I might give him more. Or if it's valuable, somebody trade for picks. Especially for a lot of second round picks.
New man touches the beacon. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's David. And while Skyrim may be an amazing game, thrusting us into a vibrant world with rich and opportunity for exploration and adventure, no game is perfect. And the Elder Scrolls 5 does come with its own fair share of regrettable moments, and missions that at times can drive us absolutely mad. So in today's video, we'll be exploring a few such examples, as we dive right into 5 quests and moments that everybody hated in the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Starting off, we have the quest, A Return to Your Roots. And oh my Talos is scratching my eyes out, not a preferable alternative to this mission. For those of you who are unfamiliar or have never attempted this quest, first of all, my congratulations. But A Return to Your Roots is a side mission that the Dragon Force will trigger when in the submerged northern ruin of Black. You see, when in this buried metropolis, the player can stumble upon a small clever building called the Buried Laboratory. Enter, and you will find an interesting scene. A skeleton, likely belonging to whoever the period was, lies long dead on the cold stone floor, seemingly killed in a formless manner. Throughout the structure are assorted of plants, journals, notebooks, and test tubes scattered everywhere. It looks like you're about to begin a fascinating new adventure. But looks, well, they can be a little deceiving sometimes. Indeed, this is the start of something, but fascinating is a far cry from how I would describe what's about to begin. In the skeleton from this story, we'll be Sundarian's old personal notebook, which he penned decades ago before he was killed. In it, he explains his fascination with Sturmroot plants and his particular research around a unique subspecies that he calls Crimson Nursery, which apparently possess some special properties other than their red pigmentation, and are exceedingly rare. The notebook reveals that Blackleaf is one of the very few places in the world the plant grows somewhat consistently. The entire reason Sundarian was down here anyway was to gather and study the plant. After closing the journal, immediately the new quest, A Return to Your Roots, will begin, and you'll have an objective to, quote, gather 30 crimson roots across Blackleaf, and deliver them to the old associate of Sundarian that he mentioned in the book. Now, here's the thing. Well, really, it's a few things. For one, the quest begins totally unprompted. Like, there's nothing in the book that suggests he wants you to carry on his research. Sundarian doesn't care, he's dead. But what's more, Sundarian must have a very different idea of what constitutes a consistent amount of something than I do. Because across the entire Blackleaf landmass, which is huge, there's only about 44 of the plant. And again, Blackleaf is big, and we need 30 of them. Now, if you're really clever, you might be thinking, okay, sure, that sounds pretty monotonous, but what about the clairvoyant spell, mate? The one that directs us to eat? Nope. Well, using clairvoyance, the spell that highlights a path to your next objective, you still work. But there's still the movement functionality in this individual quest in patch 1.9. They want you to suffer. Furthermore, the green spell alphabetical first, which grants you 2 of any flank you pick up, doesn't function in relation to crits and nerves. Its functionality was removed in patch 1.7. Mind you, these are patches we're talking about. Players figured out workarounds to make this quest just slightly less irritating, and Bethesda went back into the game and made corrections to keep it difficult. They really went out of their way with this one. Personally, when I moved to Danny's mission ages ago, back in 2011, I remember spending somewhere around 45 minutes looking before I just gave up and moved on with the game. It wasn't until when I started taking Skyrim really seriously for this channel that I ever got around to organically playing through. If you do power through everything, though, and somehow find all 30 of the required plans, you can then take it back to Siberian Old Association and welcome Selecti at the Selecti Farm. Well, then spent literal years to spoken to Siberian, possibly into decades. Evidently, no link to the Siberian, even used to weapons. He was simply taken and replaced her with a pile of 80 ranks before he went out to explore blackness. Nonetheless, I've also looked forward to continue its research and pay you with a way too small sum of what will show you. An intrusive introduction of frustrating objectives and unsatisfying conclusions easily made a return to your roots one of the most ridiculous missions, not only in Skyrim, but the entire franchise. Without saying that I think this is a film best left unturned unless you're going for that also-elusive platinum trophy. Next on the list, picture this. You're descending deep into a cave, fighting your way through all sorts of unfriendly, feathery creatures. You know there's a chest at the end of this cavern, and you're dead set on ability to maturity must well be. As you're dicing your way through wolves and bears like they're onions, all of a sudden you notice a small message appear at the top right-hand of your screen. You have contracted rock. Then another, after buying the same attack by stout. You have contracted weight gain. Pokemon fishes discover a fun. Let's all love it once.
Mission innovates once more with mission acoustic technology, reducing heavy noise by cushioning those vibrations. Michelin, working for life.
All of a sudden, you notice you're doing considerably less effective in combat. And check your active magical effects menu to learn that you're now doing 25% less melee damage and regenerating magica only half as fast. So now, while you don't lose the surgeon of the original, you'll also be much weaker and a lot more annoying. And these effects will linger until you find the right function or a gracious vigilance then does. Indeed, diseases in Skyrim represent one of the most annoying mechanics in the title. Thrusting random and often quite significant debuffs upon the Dopamine that can only be rectified after a trip to the right healer, temple, or consuming the proper food. Altogether, including Sickly, Vampirus, and Lycanthropy, 9 diseases are present in the vanilla game, and the Dragonborn DLC introduced one more, Curious, which reduces melee damage and can be contracted via ash hoppers, bringing the total number of diseases up to 10. The concept of bringing viruses, plagues, just diseases in general, into the Elder Scrolls 5 and our gameplay in Skyrim seems pretty good on paper, but the implementation is just quite enraging at the end of the day. It's a tremendously under-complex system, if that makes any sense. Whether or not you can track one of these diseases is not totally up to already seen. If the wrong enemy spawns in with the wrong trait that allows them to infect you with something, you're done. Sure, there are certain traits containing certain parts you can acquire that will reduce the number of infected enemies that spawn in the game, but beyond that, there's little you can do. And it also seems as though we're the only people in the world capable of being set by these fights. So, the advice I'm going to leave you with here is just make sure you carry some potions and hot feathers in your inventories all the time. Unfortunately, you'll never know when they're needed. Coming in at number 3, allow me to paint yet another picture for you. You've just slain dozens of bandits in any given encampment, and are now moving the various chests and barrels across the area. You've got a pretty good carry weight, so you're just taking everything from every container. When out of nowhere, you hear those words, those loving words.
A new hand touches the beacon. Can you not hear me? Are your ears full of pain?
A new hand touches the beacon, followed by a monologue that's way louder and longer than it has any right to be, by the name of God Meridia. Why are your ears suddenly being assaulted by this lord who decided randomly yelling at people as an acceptable means of introducing oneself? Well, this occurs whenever you pick up a unique quest item called Meridia's Beacon. The thing about this object is that it will just randomly spawn in any given container after you reach level 12. And once you picked it up, intentional or not, Meridia will begin shouting into your ears about some necromancer who's been off desecrating her temple that she needs some champion to kill or something. Begin the quest, The Break of Dawn. This quest itself is actually pretty average at worst. I mean, it's pretty much a normal dungeon run through a temple, and there's some interesting lore behind the evil name Meridia once slain, so it's fun. But rudely being solicited by a god when you're just about to enjoy your day gathering here for chests is definitely not. Fourth spot. I suspect this one is going to strike a nerve with most. Our fourth spot is the absurd quest Quartermax, given to us by the Blades at the conclusion of the Skyrim's main quest line. So, following your victory over Alduin and savior of man and elven-kind alike, most of the characters who join you throughout this epic journey will express gratitude in your actions, and have no ambitions and undervaluable stuff. Quartermax, the dragon, commends your efforts, and expresses his intention to leave what's left of Novakai to the bride of more peaceful and safe. The Greybeards also congratulate you on your success, though a move that Alduin may not be gone for good. Various Jones and other minor characters, both bards and dragonborn with things. But then there's the Blades. The Blades, a until now dead faction of elite warriors that you are literally responsible for resurrecting, who ultimately did practically nothing to defeat the world leaders. Seriously, despite their prominence with the main questline, Delphi and Esbert's actions really just serve as an overglorified history lesson for content, while the Greybeards, Quartermax, and Odin really did all of the heavy lifting. You stopped the delays of prophecy, rebuilt their organization from the ground up, and did it mostly without their help. But after all that, the Blades will then demand that you kill Quartermax. You know, the dude who's actually been helping you all this time. Their argument is that dragons are naturally evil or something, and that until they've been driven to extinction, they'll go the rest of the world. Oh yeah, and here's the kicker. Until you do kill Quartermax, they won't even let you back into their headquarters, Skyhaven Temple, and give you membership into the faction. They basically force an ultimatum upon the player. They ban you from joining the club you started unless you kill an ally who's been nothing but loyal to the Dovahkiin. Of course, killing Quartermax will also result in the Greybeards banning you from High Frostguard, as Quartermax was their de facto leader, and they would appreciate having him murdered to death. Membership in the Blades isn't something to write home about either. All that mainly does is offer a player home and return the rated quest to dragons. Some of whom, presumably like Quartermax, may not even be evil anymore. Additionally, this argument that all dragons are evil neglects to realize that Tiber Septim, one of the Blades' principal idols, had a dragon of his own too. So, for most players, myself included, I think the ultimate given by Delphi and the Blades just comes across as insulting, dumb, and irritating. Some of you may remember a while back that I posted a poll using YouTube's community that on this very question. Whether you guys prefer to side with the Blades or Parthenon. And the numbers were just overwhelmingly in favor of the Dragon. I think it was something like 90% wanted the same thing. So the community consensus seems pretty clear on this one. It's just too bad there isn't a third choice where we could wipe the Blades out and then jump on board with whatever it is Party Snacks is planning to do. And finally, last on the list, are the 20 pages of St. Jude's Opus that we have to find. So, similar to what you see, the context and story behind what's going on here is, in fact, just fun. Really, it's one of my favorites of the game, but My Talos is the actual task itself, not one of the most monotonous. So, during the events of the Dawn Guard DLC, we'll have to travel to a plane of oblivion known as the Soul Cave. A terrifying realm where souls of those who have been soul-trapped are condemned to spend an awful eternity. While we're here, we'll cross paths with a variety of spirits, and among them will be that of a young elf named Jib. One approach, Jib will explain that back in life, he was a hero to the people of Mordor. Having driven a pesky weed creature known as Cliff Racers to the brink of extinction, and battled against a number of powerful foes to protect the realm. He claims that he's regarded as a saint by most of his fellow gunmen. Sadly, some time ago during the Oblivion Crisis, around 2 centuries prior to the events of Skyrim, while he and Cyrodiil working on his autobiography, Jib was soul-trapped by a Daedra, and now, here he is. After explaining all of this to the player, Jib will then ask for a favor. You see, having a soul trap and just rushed down into this world, a bunch of pages from that memoir he was working on were scattered across the region. He needs your help in finding them. This begins the side quest, The Impatience of a Saint, which sends us across the cemetery to locate the 10 missing images of Jib's opus. Once we selected them, we can bring them back to us, and exchange for his thanks and the new ones to complete the quest. The difficulty here, of course, is that the 10 pages are scattered all across the cairn, and much like Blackridge, the Soul Cairn is big, like really big. So finding all of these pages is going to prove a tremendous hassle without the assistance of, well, winners. Seriously. If we miss a quest without referring to outside guides, really isn't accomplished. I mean, we've got pages scattered underneath random tables, some pages inside of random buildings, others on the roofs of structures. It is utterly ridiculous. And if we do somehow complete all of this, all we get in exchange is a pat on the back and a locket? Come on! Now, of course, the narrative behind the story, as I've already alluded to, is pretty cool and makes it relatively forgivable. Jib, in fact, was a character that used the Elder Scrolls facility. Believe it or not, he was actually the first character we ever met, a volunteer on one of our ships, on his way to Barnumstown. Currently being regarded as a heroic saint now, though, it seems like he turned that life of crime around for the better. So, good on him for that. But that, Ridiculous scrounge about this horrifying realm in the search of his life. That gets a big thumbs down. And with that, we are going to wrap up. My top 5 annoying quests and moments is The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Which of these resonated with you the most? And what frustrating moments of the game would you like to share? Leave a comment down below or join the conversation over on Discord. As always, like ratings are very much appreciated. Again, thanks for popping in, and I hope you get
There's no life than finding the perfect one. Help you get more blessing. Whatever you want, wherever you're going, start with auto training. Okay, it's not about it. Oh, right, I gotta deal with these guys too. What are you doing? Hang on. Ah, there you go. Nice catch. Don't take care of that. Anytime for a second. Yo, we don't have time to party. There's a point to what I'm doing. This treasure key actually lets me go back to the second area without going through the courtyard.
Oh, seriously?
Wait, do you seriously not know about this?
I honestly probably just forgot about that because it's been at least a decade since I last played this.
Motherfuckers don't like Schwarzenegger. You know, I feel like this guy might be my favorite of all the torture ghosts. Of all the ones that actually act like mini-bosses, I find his battle to be the most engaging. Personally, I like him more than that. Was that the artist who fight in Area 4?
Yeah.
While that fight does carry some climactic energy, I still find myself liking this a bit more because the guy's actually swinging.
Using the punching bags to stun him is kind of creative, I have to admit. Oh, shit, here we go. Please, for the love of God, something good. No, please don't stop it. Oh, thank God. That was way too damn close.
We still lost 20 minutes, though.
Don't worry, I'm currently trying to locate this booth. Hopefully we can earn that time back like that.
There he is.
And there he goes. Come on, Joe. We don't have time for this.
I got it. Don't you fucking dare.
Oh, my God.
Enough of this back and forth. Okay, hard as a spinning, baby.
Please don't let that be the last thing I hear.
That's what I'm talking about, Joe. Fuck yeah.
We still got a fuck ton of spins to go. It's true, but let's not try to kill the buzz in this one.
Care to explain what we're doing here?
I'm trying to do it. I figured I'd come water it since I have this an extra time.
Still, we literally have a time bomb over on this. There's no room for darkness there.
Rock stars, the playing this game without collecting money is just friends.
He's got a point, Jacob.
You remember the smoke tunnel?
Joe, for the love of Christ.
Wacky shit, right?
Ain't there like an ice tower up in here or something?
Yeah, but he's got to take out all these ghosts before he can get it.
Joe, can you hop down from there and clear out this room?
Don't worry, I'm already on that. Perfect, now I can make ice cream.
Oh, cool.
Joe, I'm telling you right now.
Is it really so wrong to want to brighten booze with humor?
Joe, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you quote Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin. It'll be that fucking trip we took to Deer Valley all over again.
Why do you gotta be such a downer?
When the fuck did you two go to Deer Valley?
I think it was December 2022,
Why didn't you fucking tell me about this?
because he was still sulking in Mar-a-Lago.
First of all, Donald, Barack felt that you wouldn't want to go because you needed alone time. Then second, and more importantly, you chuckled when you couldn't listen to my fucking goodness. Don't do it. Now excuse me while I go and bathe this toilet first.
Barack, if you know I'm sulking, then why would you willingly choose to not try to cheer me up with a fun trip?
You want me to be real with you?
Of course I do. We're supposed to be close friends, right?
Okay, the truth is that I didn't want to fucking be around during those first couple of years of Joe's presence.
Really?
I'm sorry, but you were just so fucking insufferable around that time, Donald. Everything was about the fucking election up to that point, and I just didn't want to hear about it anymore.
It's gonna be kind of shitty if we end up with a boom now.
Looks like I'm living long enough to hear Donald's response.
I don't even know what to say.
Whoa, wait a minute. Why's the timer at just an hour? Shouldn't we be at an hour, Jen?
Oh my God, that motherfucker capped the timer at an hour without even telling us.
I mean, it's at least something to have the timer fully regretted, but man, that's still fucked up. All right, let's say hi to Granny.
Donald, are you good?
Oh, so you care now if I'm upset?
Lord, I fucking knew you were going to say that. Donald, let me just put it to you like this, okay? You and I know that our country's political climate is absolute fucking dog water, right? We always got people yelling about something because it's just the way it is. But during that period, you happen to be the loudest voice of the mob, talking about the same thing all the time for nearly 2 straight years, and it was tiring. I'm all about hearing out brother to let it vent. But Donald, holy fuck, man. Regardless of what you thought happened, bro, you took it to the fucking moon and back, and I just couldn't take hearing about it anymore.
It ain't about what I thought, it was what I knew.
What, okay, derailment aside, that's why we didn't talk for the bit and why Joe and I went skiing without you.
I never could figure out pizza French fries.
You know what? All right, I can accept that. I appreciate you at least coming out and sharing that with me.
So we're cool?
Yeah, everything's cool.
You guys know what else is cool?
What's that?
The ice age. God damn it, Joe.
Son of a fucking...
Let's see if luck still fucks with him.
Ooh. Damn, that was so close.
Okay, so this key unlocks that other.
Who actually tells you to collect all the ghosts?
Technically, no, but I'm not taking my chance.
But wait, aren't you going to get that loot?
Don't worry, I'll come back. Oh, that's right. This is that room with the Ghost Brothers. Bring it around town, baby.
Oh, okay, so that's not fucking Harvey boys over here. I'm sorry, who? You ever watch South Park? In one of the older seasons, I think season 10, they did an episode that had characters who were a parody of the Harvey Boys.
I used to love watching that show. Wasn't that the episode where a kid trapped in the urinal and they somehow tied it to 9/11?
Yeah, that certainly sounds like the plot of the South Park episode.
You're right, by the way. That's actually one of my favorite episodes.
You know, as much as I love that show, I somehow let myself fall off of the newer season. Did that happen to you guys?
I've been a bit more on and off with it, but I still watch it regularly.
And I just, there you go, you son of a bitch. What happened? If you use the poltergeist on the boxes, it actually reveals which one has the brothers inside. That box I think is very shook. So that's how I know there's a fool. Oh, me.
You really don't remember this, huh?
Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've last seen this video, let alone play it.
Get everybody from
The vacuum? I believe so, yeah.
when planes tried to grow them.
You're aware of the bunk bed strap, right?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh, wow. So real remote literally can't do anything while you're up there?
Negative.
That's pretty neat, I ain't gonna lie.
And now for you, Louis.
All right, what's it going to be?
Are you for real?
Really? Wow, I didn't even know they could live off of 0 HP.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
Fucking great.
There we go.
God.
Look at the subspace reference.
Not really, but I'll let you have it.
Jeez, man, this is so fucking nerve-wracking.
Hell yeah, fellas. We got some real protagonist luck going there.
Is it safe to say that one is in poor taste?
Unbelievable. Relax, the fucking wheel is spinning.
I'm sorry, that just caught me off guard.
You know, in case it gets boomed, my self-esteem appreciates for the third.
Okay, we're still good.
Fucking 20 minutes later, though.
Please try to get this one in.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. I couldn't think of anything that wasn't too obvious.
Are we really back to 17?
You gotta be fucking.
We're literally back where we fucking started with this.
Seriously, Frank, if this next portrait ghost doesn't seal our fate here.
Wait, I think I actually remember this. Our bro here's just trying to play cool, right?
Right, but you know, I always felt like this guy was a pace breaker. Oh, damn it. But yeah, the problem with this guy is that you gotta hit him with billiard balls 3 times, but to do that, you gotta wait for the fucker to slowly levitate around the damn pool table each time so you can hit them out, which takes forever.
Ah, so simple but monotonous, essentially.
Get it, Joe.
God damn it.
Fuck, so we gotta sit through that again.
Actually, I think you only need to hit it once now that we did some damage to it.
Perfect. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, please.
If this roll is sour, then thank you for the good memories, boys.
We're still in it.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna clear up this room first, then get the booze.
Sounds like a plan.
Ah, this room is like that other one with the mirror, but it's hard.
Still ain't that big of a deal, you know.
Man, these ghosts really ain't fucking shit.
I think we just need the star now for the fortune telling. I always wondered, is that a SeaWorld reference?
He's clearly referencing Shampoo Joe. I don't know how you could misconstrue that.
You almost lost it. Please don't be another distraction.
Totally right.
Fucking crybaby.
Hoping we can fully reset that counter.
Fingers crossed.
No.
Oh my god, please just stop fucking with us like this.
The explosions are not big deal, it's still fucking killing me with this shit.
Hey, you know something? You guys shared something with me? I think it's actually about time I shared something with you.
Oh boy, here we go. What's on your mind?
Normally I wouldn't admit to something like this, but given all the unknowns surrounding our predicament, I figured it's better to have my conscience cleared.
Okay.
What are you building to, Donald?
All right, to put it plain and simply, Barack, I think you were too hard on the NES.
Huh? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
The original Nintendo, from our tier list, I thought about it, and I think we did it dirty in that video we did.
Why'd you build that up like it was some kind of hidden crime you committed?
Because that ranking was a fucking crime, Barack. And it was one that you initiated, by the way.
And I feel no fucking different for it, but Donald's opinions are his own, so whatever. So what happened? What made you change your tune?
Prior to all this bullshit, I had an unexplainable urge to run through some classic games that I could beat in one sitting. It started with Kung Fu, then went to Battletoads, then Double Dragon. I also dabbled a bit with Mega Man 2, which was oddly a lot more fun than I remember. But yeah, while going through those games, I couldn't help but remember all that crap Joe said about the system saving the video game industry, and I thought, fucking shit. Alright. Long story short, if I were to re-rank the thing, I'd say it's a C-tier system.
Well, hey, I'm so glad that you finally came around, Donald. Honestly, and this is something I've been thinking about, I feel like that list became such a clusterfuck that it might be worth looking at again in the near future.
You know something? I think that actually would be a great idea for like a subscriber special or something, because since we've done those rankings, 3 games have come out.
Very true.
I know this is going to sound kind of savage, but I'm really glad that the 3 of us decided to make videos together. I feel like it's done a lot to lift the tension,
Yeah, it's actually a highlight for me too. Even if we shit on each other from time to time.
I mean, we're bros trying to make content. How else is it supposed to be, right?
That's a fair point.
You guys know that Ben really wanted us to make a Mario Kart tier list.
A Mario Kart ranking? Yeah, that actually sounds like a fun idea.
Can't believe we never thought of this before.
Well, let's add that to the motivators to put this towards that next time.
Good thinking, Barack.
Yeah, let's hold on to that optimism and protag energy. Food swallow?
I once read through the wiki page, and if I'm remembering right, I think it's a play off the word hornswoggle. Let's see if our roles can match our good body.
Oh, awesome.
Tremendous.
I don't know why, but this name somehow makes me think of Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
Come on, baby, give us a +20.
For the love of God.
Wow, a reference to Mr. Bojangles?
Bojangles is an old song, right?
An old country song, yeah.
Oh, thank God. A good speed of fortune, please.
Keep on going, come on.
Oh my fucking God, we're down to 9 minutes.
9 minutes?
Jesus fuck. It's okay, there's another boo up here.
But wait, don't you need to go to the fortune teller first?
Motherfucker.
Joe, please.
Wait, oh my God.
What's the matter?
I didn't get the fucking star yet.
Mother of Jesus, I fucking get it.
Find that fucking room.
Don't throw that shit out like your piccolo, Joe.
That's it.
Oh, for the friggin' forget it. Come on.
I refuse to get Michael Bay.
Oh no, you're fucking joking.
What? What now?
We never have to listen to her talk.
Oh, great God in heaven, no.
Really? I know, it's for each fucking item.
God, I'm gonna fucking die.
Finally! Go! I'm fucking doing it!
I'm not kidding. I literally might fucking try. Hold it.
Yeah! Oh my God, thank you. Hang on, we're not there yet.
Yeah, it goes by.
My God, it's all about the composition.
golden. We're in the green.
We're seriously blessed right now, Joe. Wait, Joe? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just a little hot. I need to, oh my God, Joe? No? Oh my God, I'm shaking. That was too close. That really could have been our final moment.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Brother, you saved us from that. We seriously owe you for this extra time.
Are you going to be okay?
I think so. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much pressure I was expressing.
That's understandable. Look, Joe, you're doing a pretty damn good job getting through this game. And shit, we're getting close to potentially freeing the others too.
He's right. I know this is a lot, Joe, but you know we're here for you.
We're a fucking unit, brother.
You're right. Thanks, boys. I really needed that. Here, let me get my jacket back. Can't be doing all this without looking fresh.
I do believe we're one room away from the next boss fight.
How many bosses does this game have again?
There's only 4, one for each area.
This next one. All right, let's get this over with. Okay, this is that fight with Big Blue. Colossus, to be specific, but I mean, I guess he is pretty much Big Blue.
I always found this boss to be kind of easy, to be honest.
He's easy, yeah, but the way you have to catch the moves can be more annoying and challenging.
You have a point.
All right, here comes Big Dog. You know, I find that hate how simple this is, considering it's symbolizing us versus food.
Yeah, food. You were the size of Jeff's fat head.
So how do we do it? First, he used the poltergeist to bring him towards the horn, and use the unicorn statue to pop it down, then freeze all the exposed food that you can suck in. Looks like the top would self it. That happens.
Good job, Joe. You're catching a good bunch of them.
Thank you. Okay, so let's
Well, you only have 5 left.
looks that way. Guess we really did collect a lot of those little pieces. Ooh, lucky shot. So there's only 3 left. And it's those last few always the biggest hit we get.
I'm pretty sure I've actually seen tricks that people do online to like instantly get all of them in one go.
Yeah, and that's cool and all, but truthfully, this game has always been more of a chill vibe kind of experience for me. I'm not really looking to learn any of the sweat tests. You know what I mean? Respectable.
Sweat test?
Boom, there we go. Good shit, Joe.
Shit, but he still gets a silver?
That whole ranking thing is so good. Let me go check to see what's behind the last door. Dan, George, are either of you? I'll agree. Oh, thank God, that it's a relief to see that you're doing okay.
Sure, I guess we can generalize this as okay.
Is it really only bad in me?
Yeah, I don't see George anywhere.
Damn, I can't help but wonder where they're keeping the tours.
So hey, you guys were talking about some sort of villainous Mario Party AI. Did that also happen to entail a shadowy humanoid thing?
Look, I think he's talking about Super Suit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
So what happened exactly? Are you hurt in any way?
Physically, not too much. But emotionally, I suppose you could say I'm a distant person.
Okay, I get that this is a stressful situation.
I was grabbing by the collar after obliterating my window and ripping out my driver to work. Stressful is even the first letter of whatever word you're about to water down that experience with.
Okay, all right, bend my back.
Hold on for a second, guys. Let's just try to relax.
I hope you guys realize that my reimbursement for this trauma is a new cost.
How the fuck are you going to make us buy you a car when Jeff was the one who built the sentient suit that totaled it?
Truthfully, technically, it most definitely happened because you forced me to tag along in this surprise rescue mission. And by the way, how's that going?
Should I just keep playing?
Yes, for the love of God, Joe.
Okay, guys, you can keep going on this if you insist, but let's please just migrate back over to the TV.
That's it. Wait, what's even going on right now?
My name is Brian. I'm doing this for you. The path is just safe. I just need to walk the mile. I just gotta walk the mile. God, what kind of imaginary food is all this kid? Half of it looks like defective Mario stuff. Perhaps he's placing his toy factory?
No, that doesn't seem right. I don't ever remember Nintendo having a toy factory.
You think it was some kind of storage dump for defective products?
Now that actually seems more plausible.
It just makes me even more curious to know why your brother would choose here of all places. Your guess is as good as mine, Dennis. No. What the fuck does that do that?
Please don't go. Yeah, but could this get into words? Oh, well, then naturally you were shocked if I said yes. Well, too bad for you. I think it was been strong. George, what the hell are you doing back here? The whole point of removing you was to keep you from getting involved.
Was you involved? Knocked me out, tied into a damn pillar.
I didn't need to have you knocked out. And I only tied you up because I didn't know what else to do.
Oh, you want to know what you could have done? You could have just talked to me like a fucking brother. But instead, you just fucking disappeared on me, man. You have no idea how many nights I spent skipping out on sleep and finding you.
I'm sure it was tough, but
Huh? Yeah, you have a wife and children. You said that like you're fine. They're right. They've been worried about you, you dick.
this is good. So venting an answer. Should we be taking him into custody or something? We certainly could. So right now, I think our role is just emotional support. An important position. Oh, look, George, I'm sorry, but you need to go.
We're not going anywhere without you and the others. So tell us where you're hiding.
I'm serious. You need to get into it. Yeah. Oh, fuck that.
What is yeah, who is that?
That's the suit I was facing you.
Huh?
Designated as AI-30. It's a multi-functional bomb. Double, it's not only as a high-power self-suit, but also with basic intelligence.
Does basic intelligence imply that it does what it's told to do?
Essentially,
And why do you look so worried? Aren't you that kind of boss?
regrettably not currently.
What do you mean? Then who's piloting that damn thing?
Is that a fucking bridge? Hang on, I'm getting super invested in this right now.
There's something I must know in the chip. Is this outcome a surprise to you?
I'm not following you.
At first, I felt your brother's return and respected, so I began to plan accordingly. But in all about the preparation would have expected me to live.
And what exactly is this information?
Irony. During my time with you, you taught me the importance of understanding, learning, adapting. You introduced me to these games, which you hold close to your heart, and through that, you offered me an opportunity to understand the concept of emotions, because you believe that it would open the door to a new ascended form of consciousness. And now those very emotions that you told me to value are softening the heart and slowing the heart in order to complete your mission.
What's this mission he's talking about?
Nothing you're obligated to create a gem. You inform me of the stakes. You told what it needs to be done. I don't wish to be doing harm, but unfortunately, your brother now poses a threat to our objective. So I ask you this point. You prepare the way and what needs to be done.
I'm sorry. I can't let you report to be honest with you.
I understand. I'm disappointed, but I understand. Our time together has been valuable, and because of that, I will offer just as you said ahead, son. After that, you will also be considered a threat to the objective.
Thank you, Sue. I'm sorry it had to be this way. I need you three to follow me immediately. And how do you know that we should trust you? I mean, you two can stay in state if you want. Frankly, I don't give a fuck about George, so do whatever you want. Your argument. Yeah, let's follow Jim.
Of every moment of my life, I never once questioned my ability to choose the right friend group until this moment.
I want you to do this.
I mean, what on earth possessed these freaks of none called the cops on me after the first kidnap?
I don't know why you're looking at me. Barack was the one who mentioned calling the cops. Well, I just fucking called them because I figured Joe would take care of it. And what the fuck would make you think I'd have time for that?
You are literally the president.
Exactly. I got a full 24/7 schedule. No, you don't. I know for an absolute fact that you spend your free time playing Minecraft at Beat Saber. Hey, that's not true. I dropped Beat Saber for super hot months ago.
Oh my God, why do I work with you guys?
Well, I don't unlock the final door. Technically, it's not the final door, but force of the door to the final area. Semantics. Oh, shit, I forgot about this. Oh, damn it, this is the blackout part, isn't it? What was it about this part that makes you guys listen to me? Well, as you can see, the light can cause the power to switch off. Since there's no light, that pretty much means all the ghosts in the mansion are free to attack us if you wish to. Oh, Jesus, that's actually kind of scary when considering the fact that you only have one light.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Bring it on, bitches!
We need to hurry this one.
Hurry up, Roland. We don't have much time to gain distance. Calm down. I'm coming. You guys are having me sprint when I just did leg day. Guys, did you hear that? Get the fuck over here. Yes, they're coming. Open the door. Hang on, I gotta manually unlock this thing, and I happen to have a lot of keys. Jeff, we're quickly running out of personal space. Like I said, I'm working it. Roland, prepare to implement protocol number 45. My God, protocol number 45? Unfortunately, yes. What's protocol number 45? Something we do in only the most drastic of situations. Given the fact that we now have that thing on our plate, we're going to have to do what we can in order to save President Biden and the others. My God, this is what we're going through. I couldn't imagine the horrors they must be facing. Joe, let me introduce you to the new policy about to gun check this controller action. I got it. Right this way. Wow, look at the size of that flat screen. That would look great in my living room. Please don't push something. Sorry. All right, so yeah, what's the plan? See that hole in the wall? Yes. What we're going to do is head through there instead of the door by the TV, and just sort of act like a shortcut for where we need to go. Excellent. Let's go, guys. Be ready for anything, ready.
This really catches an eye.
And your continuous complaint is making me annoyed.
I'm going to drop the cover and try that force.
Relax, man. Look at the wheel.
Oh, all right then.
It's actually really smart of you to utilize these fairly shortcuts. I never realized how much shit they literally help you skip.
Yeah, it's way less annoying than just going through all it. Let there be light. Fuck yeah, now we can head back upstairs. What can we talk about with you, Ben, to put a smile back on that face?
Nothing. Literally nothing. My nerves are rattled. Thinking about my car. What the fuck do I tell my insurance company?
Will it calm you down if I tell you we got your back with that?
I mean, that would make me feel better if there wasn't a bomb 6 feet above my head.
Oh my God. You know what? I get it. Each of us have had our own moments to deal with the pressure of the situation in our own way. It's not fair if I don't let you have yours. But for what it's worth, despite the whole R&D for put together, Joe is actually doing very well, and the money does seem to be in my corner at this time. So while I won't tell you to stuff up your anger, I will ask you to hold on to a little bit of faith like you are.
You know what? That was awfully special, and I appreciate that.
Wait, you missed the key? There's no way I need to fucking key.
Well, obviously you did, because you can't get into that room.
Is there another room that you have access to that you forgot to explore?
Oh, fuck me, I forgot to go there. I can't believe I forgot about this room. Don't feel so bad, I forgot about this shit too.
Is it one of those backtracking kind of games?
No, not really. The game's got a few things that require you to step back into the previous areas, but it's honestly not bad at all.
Yeah, and everything in this mansion is so close together anyway. Even then, you've got the mirror shortcut, so yeah, there's no problem.
All right. Are you familiar at all with this extent?
No, I've never touched the computer before. Nothing about it ever wowed me, so I didn't have any inclination to pick it up.
I mean, for a launch title, this game actually does hold up pretty well, and it's a great way to start off the GameCube's legacy.
Man, I prefer Pikmin.
You prefer Pikmin over this game?
You say that like it's out of pocket.
Because it is out of fucking pocket. That game's boring.
When you think it's boring, I think it's relaxing. We can go back and forth all night about whose subjective opinion is more right. But I think that we can both agree that wouldn't be much of a productive conversation.
Personally, I don't like Pikmin either. All right, take two. You guys know about that weird internet fact that shows Luigi hanging himself?
No? What are you talking about?
So in that room we were just in, if you answered the phone before collecting all the ghosts, the lightning would show Luigi's shadow levitating off the ground as if it were being hanged.
Oh, that's right. I've heard about that before.
I always felt that was just a graphical error.
I'm more than certain that it is, but that doesn't make for a fun story.
This is definitely another fun fight in my opinion. I like how each of the soldiers try to shoot at you whenever the other one is captured, as it adds to the challenge.
Damn, how did I forget about these guys?
I can see what you mean by challenge, but honestly, I think this stuff was a bit annoying. At least if you're worried about getting an all gold rank anyway.
Oh shit, Shadow!
Damn true. Oh,
Cool, Joe. You almost got it.
Okay, great.
oh.
Good boy.
Hey, don't forget what I told you about holding on the face. See?
Oh Lord, bro, my fucking eyes just split up.
That was way too damn close.
But we didn't blow up.
Going up? Okay, so I think it was on. Cuban fly. They're doing that, huh? Joe, I told you it's called the Cuban Shuffle. Oh, my bad. What? Wait a second. Are you talking about the Cuban Shuffle? No, it's called Cuban Shuffle. I saw it on YouTube.
You saw it wrong. It's Cuban.
What do you mean I saw it wrong? I've been calling it that for years and no one's corrected me.
Probably because they think it's funny when Grandpa fucks up the name to a party song.
Oh, but you're so fucking young.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is there's actually a secret down that other end. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Oh, there's just a lot of work. Help with the rank. And these assholes too. And now we can go to the spooky room.
The spooky room?
I'll explain when we get there. So the reason I call this area the spooky room is because this particular portrait ghost kind of reminds me of Reagan from The Exorcist, and I happen to find that film to be quite terrifying.
Yeah, that film left me with some goosebumps too.
It's based on a true story, right?
I wouldn't say it's based. A more accurate statement would be inspired. The movie was usually based on a series of exorcisms done for a 14-year-old boy back in 1949.
You said that to me as if you read it off the telephone.
I know. Sorry, it's a habit.
There are a lot of fucking people that are dead-ass scared of that movie.
Well, yeah, because it's fucking disturbing. I still got that scene of her twisting her head all the way around, burned into my retina.
Man, the scene that actually stuck with me was that part where she crawled down the stairs.
Oh, fuck that scene. You know they shot 2 versions of it?
Yeah, I prefer the original shot that was included in the movie. It was much less over the top than the alternate scene.
I didn't mind the film. It was a great film for sure. But I just don't take people seriously when they say that shit happened exactly the way it did in the movie.
Right. Obviously, it was heavily exaggerated for entertainment purposes.
Man, I don't even give a fuck about that. I just want to do a good movie. Yeah, I'm the same way. If it's good, great. If it's not, then, you know, whatever.
Wow, some strong feelings off the rip.
Let's see what we're getting now.
What a joke.
Wait, we'll go get that portrait ghost. Maybe the next spin will negate the distraction.
A bit topsy-turvy in here, wouldn't you say? Joe really doesn't want people bugging her this year.
Got some key soup for you if you want to copy either. The power strike was held.
Oh, thank you. That's a relief.
How are you supposed to get that?
You just gotta leave the room for a second and then come back.
Oh, me.
Who needs them? Oh my God. You ain't fucking the basics, bitch. Cross the fingers to it.
Another negative.